Hey, it's Key. I'm back. Today we're going to be talking about resentment and forgiveness. Hopefully it's not going to be like any cliche things or anything you've heard before. This is just my own stream of thoughts. So this topic came about so today I was getting a Thai massage. I love Thai massages. I used to get them like once every 2 weeks, but now, and I stopped for a while, but I've been on this journey of self-care. And I've been on it for a while, but my therapist recently said something that stuck with me. She said, self-care is it's not something you do. You don't take it lightly. She said it's a part of survival. Well, let me stay on topic. Okay. So I was getting a Thai massage and my thoughts were racing and the topic of resentment came up and, inevitably forgiveness. Cause that's where I am at this stage in my life. It's like when I feel this feeling of resentment, I immediately turn to apply forgiveness and love. Now, resentment. The thought that crossed my mind is just like what brings about resentment. And I truly believe resentment comes about when, there's an expectation. So we'll talk about resentment towards others. There's an expectation that we have in our minds, and it may or may not have been expressed to whomever we feel resentment towards. And we have this expectation and they don't live up to it. They either do something we didn't expect them to do, they say something we didn't expect them to say, and we feel resentful. We feel resentful towards them. We feel resentful towards how the situation plays out, because it doesn't play out like we hope it would. We feel resentment. We just feel resentment. And we feel disappointed, right? We really feel disappointment. We feel hurt. Oftentimes we feel anger. We feel sadness. We feel a whole host of emotions. But on the surface is oftentimes it's resentment, right? But when you break down those feelings, it's really a mixture of all of those, right? Sadness, hurt, anger, confusion. My mother had a quote when I was growing up. She always used to say, like, how you feel about others is how you feel about yourself. And it was a quote that I used to hate hearing. But then I got older. There is some truth in that, right? Because when we feel resentful, we really feel resentment towards ourselves, right? Resentful for not saying the words we wish we would have said towards this person we feel resentment towards. We feel resentful towards ourselves because maybe we think like, what if we would have done something differently? Would the situation would have played out differently, right? And those what ifs, man, catch those what ifs. Those what ifs can definitely drive a sane person crazy. Definitely catch yourself with those what ifs. Because they're never ending. They never stop. There's so many hypotheticals. What if I did this? What if I said that? What if I had gone to this place? What if I didn't go? Right? So we're really, at the heart of it, we're really upset at what we could have done or what we didn't do or what we didn't say or what we did say and how that impacted the situation. So forgiveness, and I know this sounds so cliche, it sounds so annoying, it's like so repetitive, you could just, an easy Google search, it's like, forgive yourself. But no, seriously, like the answer to those emotions, those negative emotions, is ultimately self-forgiveness. And we cannot give forgiveness unless we start forgiving ourselves, forgive ourselves for not performing the way we would have performed or would like to have performed. And it's interesting because oftentimes, like, when we look back at situations and we get upset, we get mad and we get angry, they didn't go the way we wanted them to, or someone didn't act the way we wanted them to act. It's like we're also judging ourselves with a set of standards that we now have, right? We're judging ourselves, our old self, with the knowledge and the insight and the experience we have now, which is not fair. It's like giving a kindergarten a test built for a middle schooler or a high schooler, right? And say, like, why didn't you know the answer to that? Right? That sounds comical when you put it like that, but that is really what we're doing when we judge our old selves with a new set of standards, a new set of values. So just reminding yourself that your old you is your old you for a reason, and embracing your old you. Sometimes I think about, particularly when I'm a kid, I think back when I'm a kid or a preteen or even a teenager, and I just picture myself hugging her and kissing her and telling her, you know, you're great. You're doing great at life. You really are. You're doing great with the tools that you have now. And I hope sometime in the future, you know, fast forward years from now, I can look back at myself now and hug myself now and say, you know, remember that time period where you were carrying around a lot of like resentment and anger and hurt and sadness and all of those emotions. Like, look where you are now, right? So that was it. That was my random stream of thoughts. Yeah. Thanks for listening.